We live.
We're
Okay.
awesome.
My brother Coffee Killer. We're gonna get a couple in here and kind of let this thing. Some people they'll be in. Sure, they was waiting on me to actually go live. I don't know if I can be able. Were you on her dating app when you did this interview?
Yeah, it was on a dating
Okay,
app.
okay, okay, okay. They go fancy. Okay, they go fancy. First one in here. Hey, fancy. How you doing? Everybody wipe their feet. Yes, indeed.
Hey,
Everybody wipe
fancy.
their feet when they come on here. Uh, First of all, fancy is you the first one in here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna begin. I don't be sitting and waiting on everybody. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Let me thank the one and only Coffee Killer, hey Billy, for coming on. And if you don't know Fancy, uh, Billy was on Kendra's episode. He's been in their chat, you know what I mean? And he had some things to say, and you know what I mean, for quite some time. And from there, he was actually on an episode, and so we actually had a name to put to the you know what I mean, excuse me, had a face to put to the name Coffee Killer. He's here with me now. I want to thank him graciously for his time. And Coffee Killer, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, man, for being in here, man. I can't thank you enough, brother.
Well, thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, yes. Coffee Killer, I'll tell you something. Tell me about tell my chat a little bit about yourself before we begin. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into things. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Uh, Let me tell you a little bit about me and being on Kendra's show. Let me see. I think I started like back in 2022, maybe when she maybe a year after, or maybe the tail end of the year. She started her show. Uh, my around that time because one of the producers I worked with told me to get IG. But anyway, so it was a lot of times when I heard those women say, they wanted a certain type of a man, and I'd be like, "What, you?" Because some of them, I grew up around these people. I'm with a company. I don't just that, but they're the biggest names in the South. I say in Atlanta,
Yes, sir.
biggest names. Um, and I know how they roll. I know what they look like. I used to the person who made the runways at Atlanta Airport, one closest to my age, of course. As a home millionaire, like at the home, at the house, I knew how they roll, how they act. So I'm around these people, and I know what they want. I know what they want in women because we used to hang out, and I had the same type of taste in women, not because of them, but because of the environment we was around. And that's when sometimes when you see a lot of these NFL players with white girls, they're the ones in the locker room. They're the ones who get to go where some of the other women cannot go, not because of their looks, but because of who they know. And some women don't want to go there, like women don't want to do certain things or go somewhere. But I understand the atmosphere, the environment in which these people are, these men are in. So, and one of my friends said, I can say it on here. One of my friends, even before I was hip to him or looking at the shows, she said, "You know this guy named Kevin Samuels?" So I was like, "No." And I specifically remember it because I was coming home from Atlanta Motorsport. I think that's it, down in Hiram. Where it's the one where they do the Indy 500. They had some activities down there, and I was coming back from there, and she asked me. I was on the phone with her. She's like, "You know this guy?" And she was trying to get him an interview with her cousin up in South Carolina, where she's originally from. I didn't know, but my talking points were the same. From 2022.
Yes, sir.
And that's how I became one of the most loved and hated commenters uh, in her comment.
Why do you think that was? Kofi, what do you think? What do you think that brought about such vitriol for you? What do you think the true core of that comes from? The vitriol that you believe that you received, and the this.
The time. And I remember when I remember when I was first started flying, I was 124. And I said, but I met you before you started flying. She said, yes, you did. And I was even thinner. The next thing out of my mouth was, you had a very good figure to me. She took that as a negative because of the word had. Had. So now we going on, well, she's going on, why you have to say that like I don't have it now? I said, I haven't seen you in like 2 years. And of course she's much bigger now because I've seen her at the grocery lives close by, but she's been my friend ever since. I've kept up with her ever since then. We used to date back then. And
Excuse me, Billy.
so I said,
Excuse me, Billy.
yeah,
Respectfully, I don't mean to interrupt you. They're saying that they're having an issue with your service, with the internet and
really?
it being a little choppy. Is it on your end? Because I've been experiencing a slight delay. Is there any other place that you can go, or is this the best we can get?
Um, whatever it is.
If it's not too much trouble, because there is a slight delay, and I want to the chat saying they're confused. We want to make sure you give you every opportunity to be heard correctly. What's it? What's a red flag? So want to make sure, but I'm glad the chat mentioned it because we want to give you every opportunity to be heard. You know what I'm saying? And and
Yeah,
and,
because
and put
I
your
wanted to, yeah, I wanted to wrap that part up because I was getting to the point where, you know, tell for me to say that, that was tripping me out because I I said you had a good figure back in the day when she said she was a skinny bitch. Her words, not mine.
Mhm.
My server's right over here. If y'all get some choppy stuff this time, let me see.
One somebody in the chat said that they had a better experience when you were doing the interview with Kendra. They said it wasn't choppy then.
What's
Are,
that? Serious?
are you connected to the Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi is right there.
Okay. Okay. Well, hey, listen, ladies, it's the best we got.
That's my tower.
Okay.
That's feeding the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Continue, brother.
All right. Well,
Please.
so it really depends on how they. For long story short, it really depends on how women want to take it. What was the question again?
Okay. What when they thought, because we've heard so much, there's so much vitriol for your
Yeah.
for your interview, and I was wondering where did you think it comes from, and if you think it's warranted, and if you think it's deserved.
Uh, it comes from a man saying the opposite of uh, sisterhood say? That's what I think it is, quite literally. The opposite of what she's been told men supposed to accept. Because some women still think that a lot of men like women with BBLs, and that's far from the case. A lot of women think that black women think that men like baddies, men like toxic relationships lightly, and that's definitely not the case on both ends. Well, y'all like their page. Sure, we'll probably like their page, but that's where it stops and ends. What we want to take home is to mom, Mary, take seriously, does not wear glue on their forehead. And when they hear that, oh, you hate all women. Is it warranted? Of course I'm saying no. Black men have been trying to tell black women what black men want in their black women for the longest of time now. They choose to ignore it and to think what the sisterhood says black women want. They want the BBLs, they want the baddie, they want the straight hair, and you should accept us the way we are, and we want all of your resources. We want you to be the provider, and
Interesting.
and we don't want to contribute much of anything. We want to take our money and buy stuff, and we want you to take us on trips. Don't be fooled, women. We hear you exactly what you're saying, and they get
Every,
mad at that.
excuse me, Coffee Killer. Everybody save your questions for the end. You know what I'm saying? We'll do a Q&A in the end if Billy's okay with that. And then so y'all save it and then we'll open it up. So right now I just want to pay attention to my questions and then give Billy an opportunity to, you know what I mean, to express himself. Billy, before we get to move on, do you think you've been watching Kendra for years? Do you think
Right.
Kendra's advice is accurate and fair to the advice she gives black women? If so, why and how? And if not, how and why so?
She doesn't give accurate information all the time. I'm gonna say the reverse of that. She gives accurate information some of the time. Did you get that? I'm gonna say it again. She doesn't give accurate information about men all of the time. She does give accurate information about men some of the times. So therefore, you hear both sides of it. So you can't say I said that she don't give accurate information because you
Yes, sir.
heard both. And what I said was true. Some of the things I would even comment and say, "Thank you, Kendra, for saying that for the men." Some other things that she says, it's you could tell it's from the sisterhood. She kind of thinks that I think, based on some of the questioning she gave me on our interview, I think she thinks that women's attributes are what men want. The amount of a woman's money is what is attractive to a man, and it's not true. I told her that wasn't true. Their job title and their status, men don't want. Men want the woman herself. That woman, not saying this it can't has to be Kendra, but they want the woman. They don't want she's a lawyer, she's a judge, she's whatever. We don't want that. She got $50,000. She got $60,000. She got 110,000. We don't want that. We are not. When we're not attracted to that. Women are attracted to a man that has status. Women are attracted to men who other women want. Women are attracted to men based on their job title. They think we like the same, which is not true.
Billy, do you think that Kendra is a net positive or a net negative? And if so, explain.
I think Kendra's doing God's work right now.
Okay.
She is exposing things that we have wrong in our community, and She's exposing things that are good in our community, somewhat. Um, so on both ends, I think she's doing what needs to be done and seen by our community and talked about, because we got podcasters who break down each encounter that she has with the other person. They don't talk about her. They talk about the person that she interviews. So we need to see that as men and as a society, and women need to see it too, even though they might not like it or even look at it. But it needs to be there to see.
What's your overall impression of Kendra from your experience on the show? What do you take away from her differently, or or otherwise, or do you still have the same mindset?
Mindset was I mean I like Kendra. I mean I don't know her or nothing like that, but I like what she's doing. And like I said, it's needs to be done for the community to see on both ends. Um, Other than that, I don't know her. I can't talk to that ratio, but I think she's doing good for what needs to be seen and talked about. It's just who is talking and adjusting is the question, and that has nothing. That's the catalyst from Kendra, but it's not Kendra. It's the person she interviews.
To the people that says that I saw some people in the chat, or when I read some of the comments, they were saying that you had stole Kevin Samuel's talking points and you couldn't think beyond him. Could you explain to the people a little bit more about where your thoughts come from and how they are original or are not?
Well, like I said when I was in the other room, when my friend asked me had I heard of Kevin
Mhm.
Samuels. This was years ago. Like I said, like maybe 2022, 2021. Coming back from Road Atlanta or something like that, where they do Daytona 500s down here in Georgia. I was on the phone with her. She was trying to get her cousin to get interview with him back then. And I said, no, I did not know Kevin Samuels. So who is that? Is he a local? I was trying to figure out if he was a musician or something. I didn't know. She said, you have the same talking points. You need to check him out. And that's when I started checking him out. No, these are not Kevin Samuels talking points. These are men's talking points. Men's talking points. We are just now collectively, because of social media, we can talk about our common experiences with women. Particularly on the Black side, we could talk about our common experiences with Black women. These have been talking points of men for a long, long time. We thought, yeah, I'll tell you this. When something didn't go right in my relationships, I would go back to my female friends and check myself. What did I do wrong? And that's what I would ask them. In this situation, what could I've done different? What am I wrong is the first question I ask. So, yeah, I would check myself, but the talking points I had, they came before Kevin Samuels. He's just the biggest name that y'all know right now that came out with these talking points.
Billy, it was important for me to ask you that because there's so many people that believe that Black men didn't know how to think previous to him. And so they think that everything someone says, they just simply regurgitating what he has said. And so I just really wanted to give you an opportunity to really hone into that and make it clear that you've been speaking like this for quite some time. These are your original thoughts. You're not coming to the internet looking for a daddy. So that's why I wanted to give you an opportunity to clear that up for anybody
And,
who may have
and,
had.
and I'm glad you said it like that, because the one thing that they think we don't do is think for ourselves.
Mhm,
So that's why they think what they think we want
mhm,
is what we want.
mhm.
You get that? I'm gonna say it again.
So
They don't think that we think like that. They don't think that we think for ourselves. So they think what men want is what men want. Women think, I'm gonna say quite specifically, black women think what other black women say black men want is what black men want. When black men say what they want, black women try to correct them to say, no, you don't. You want this. You like this.
When you speak about that, expound upon that a little bit more for my chat to give them a little bit more context of what you mean. Like when you say that black women is that do you believe it's specific to black women, or is that just the only demographic that you're dealing with for the purposes of the
Demographic I'm
conversation?
dealing with because I don't care about any other demographic.
Yes,
I
sir.
love my black women. I'm gonna say it again. I love black women. I'm gonna say it one more time for the ones way back there.
Mm-hmm.
I love black women.
I
Black
heard you,
women
brother.
is my concern.
Mhm.
Black women is black men's concern. Black women, we love first. Black women, we love first.
To the people, Billy, that was saying that there was some people that are in the comments that said you were a miserable bully online, and you need to stick to what you know. What would you say to the people that called you that say that you were miserable and you were a bully and you were alone and you know what I mean? You were just a miser online, and what would you say to those individuals?
Well, I call myself a miser because I save
Mhm.
money. I do
Excellent.
save money.
Yes, sir.
We had just had a Black Friday sale.
Hmm.
Really, that's when they sold black people after Thanksgiving on auction for sale back in the day. I waited to Cyber Monday, but I had money enough to buy something.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'm a miser. I told them that.
Hmm.
I want to clear up one thing though. When I said I
Please.
go to Waffle House, which I went to Waffle House today,
That was my neck. Yes, please.
Waffle House and Applebee's.
Mhm.
You noticed before women would go to the restaurants with their phone out, take pictures of their food, take pictures of them entering into the establishment. All that man wanted was to talk to her, see what see where her head was, see what comes out of her mouth, see what type of person she was. She's on her phone taking pictures. When you go to Waffle House, Applebee's, Olive Garden, places like that, Ruby Tuesdays, it's no big fanfare when they go in the restaurant. And the main thing you do get to do there is talk to each other. Now, I think Kendra wanted some more talking points, and I didn't get to that. But yeah, that's why I said Applebee's or Waffle House. And they in every hood, easy to get to, and you don't have to dress up. You can go casual. If you don't want coffee, you can go there to either one of those things. I don't like coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Billy, what would you say to the people that would say that you just a guy on the internet, like I said, you just not only just a miser, but you a troll. You don't really have
Oh
black
yeah.
women's best interests at. Go
Let me
ahead,
talk about that because that was just one
please.
part of when I was a miser. Yeah, I'm a miser. I
Mhm.
save money that way. Miserable. Yes, I'm miserable. Alone. Yes, I'm alone. Why are you like that? Because I can't find a good woman to be with. Miserable? Not really. But it's miserable thinking that there are no good. Why? It's miserable not to think that there aren't too many uh, taught to be wives available for the men that want wives. I think I said that right.
Yes.
I'm miserable about that. That's why I stand up and take the heat all the time for the men who don't want to say it, to say we this is a suggestion. I would never talk about a woman. I would never talk about, I would talk of that woman, which is a difference. You talking about your breath stank, blah, blah, blah. You talk of, you're saying, lose some weight, hit the gym. That would expand your dating experience. Diet. I do all these things. I went from 245 to 230, and I used to be 205 when I was younger. But yeah, I'm 60 years old. Everybody blows up, but I'm still being healthy. Healthy about it. I eat salads. I don't eat red meat. Haven't for the longest. I don't eat pork. Haven't for the longest. And I've been in the gym since I was 25, and I'm still in the gym. I didn't go today, but I wanted to be on this show.
I'm
but
grateful that you're here.
but yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm miserable because I can't find a good woman that's around here. Um, I'm alone because I don't have a good woman, and I stopped being a whoremonger
Mhm.
once I got in the truth, started reading the Bible. And you want a God fearing man?
Mhm.
You got to be a God fearing woman. I haven't heard that from a lot of women. They want a God fearing man, which they have to be a God fearing woman because then that will give them structure. That would then they would know what leadership was from the Bible and just out in the world.
Great segue into my next question, Billy. I thank you for setting me up. When you hear so many women speak about a God-fearing man, and you hear this, and it's so often, it's one of the first things out of their mouths. What's your immediate reaction, and how do you perceive that from a masculine point of view as to what dots to connect from that? What's your take on that?
Like I said, are you a God fearing woman? Are you ready for what the Bible has for you to do to be that wife that is found? And let's break that down for a minute.
Please.
He who finds a wife finds a good thing in God. He who finds, one person I saw on the internet says, it's not he who finds a regular girl, a regular woman, and she then tries to display wifely things as they go along in dating, because dating isn't in the Bible. Girlfriend isn't in the Bible. You're friends first, and then when you decide you want to be together, you get married. Friends to marriage, nothing in between there, like girlfriend or whatever. So there's a lot of structure that a woman is under. You got God, Christ, man, woman. In that order, if you keep those roles under God's under God with the teachings of Christ. I have to say it like that so it'll be clear. Under God with the teachings of Christ, and we all know Christ got his teachings from his Father. But Christ came down here to teach us, the men, and the men teach the women. Then it'll be a successful marriage. It'll be a successful relationship. Are they ready for that? Are they ready to do what they need to do to be a godly woman with the leadership of the husband or the man that they meet? A man isn't a husband till after they pronounce you man and wife. A man at the altar is called a groom. What does a groom do? A groom sets up his bride for him. Behind him, he has groomsmen that he should get uh, 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 advice from. Behind the brides is the bridesmaids. Those bridesmaids help her become a good bride, the groom. Why do you think they call him that? Groom. And now I pronounce you man and wife. And that's you may kiss the bride, and that's when that man becomes a husband. That then, before that, let me see, before that, he's a groom.
It sounds to me as if you you believe in order and structure, and so it's been difficult for you to find a woman who can fall in line with that. My question is, are you still looking for a wife? And it B, that's part A, and then the part B of that is, can you please describe her specifically to my chat? I mean, down to the T. What would Billy like? You know what I'm saying? What would the infamous coffee killer? What is Billy looking for to be his bride?
Yes, I'm looking
If you are
for.
looking for.
I'll still be looking for a wife because, yeah, every man wants his counterpart.
Mm.
Um, Now, getting to what Billy likes. I'm trying to get the lighting right because I'm gonna sit my butt down right now. This is it. Billy would like a woman that's 5'5", between 5'4" and 5'7". No, not exceeding 5'7", 7.5 maybe, but not below 5'4". Dress size between 2 and 10. Dress size between 2 and 10. And yes, on Facebook, I would put dress sizes. They would say you a bad man for trying to guess a dress size. I said, well, what size would you say she is? Wouldn't get an answer because they know I was right. Most of the time, but oh, I digress. I would like for her to be mostly natural. Mostly natural. I would want her all natural. No BBLs, no wigs, no lashes. Everything that somebody in social media told Black women they need to cover their faces and their heads with: lashes, wigs, makeup, tattoos, no tattoos. If you got tattoos, where you can't see them in a dinner dress, dinner dress. And I don't mean because one woman said, well, you can get a dress that covers her arms and she got tattoos. That ain't no dinner dress no more. What if she got them on her chest right here? That ain't no dinner dress no more. What if she got them on her back? That ain't no dinner dress no more. On her legs, that ain't no dinner dress no more. And if you notice, Megan Thee Stallion ain't got no tattoos everywhere. Cardi B got some tattoos, I think, but you can't really see them in a dinner dress. You would have to see the back of her leg. Why do you know that, Billy? I looked it up because I had a conversation with somebody on the phone and we looked her up, the images. I believe it was Cardi B. I get Cardi B and the other one mixed up. But I digress again. She could be light skin or dark skin or anything in between. Now that's physical. Um, Mentally, I want her feminine, light spoken. Um, that means no cuss and all that kind of stuff. But if but she could stand up for herself. I don't. Yeah, she could do that. My mom was like that. Um, Intelligent, intelligent. Notice I didn't say no emotional intelligence or nothing like that. I would want her intelligence, either with book sense intelligence or social intelligence. I really would like somebody in IT because I need somebody in IT for me that could help me with me. I would want someone that could help me further what I do with music. I used to have a woman like that, and it worked out fine. We just, I'm not gonna get into it, but of course we broke up. Um, and just so you know, a couple of years later, accountability. She came back and told me I'm sorry for what I did. But when that's just so you know which side it was on. Let me see. Other than that, we had the fit, feminine, friendly, still work out when she can. keep herself up, that thinks about how she looks for her man. And this is another thing I want to talk about. Um, Black women always say, I didn't do it for a man. I didn't do it for a man. I ain't gonna do that for no black man. I don't do it for no man. I do it for myself. That's how you not get a man. You don't want to do nothing for a man. And then you want him to do something for you, give you his wallet. Mm-mm. Do something for your man. Be the best looking you he wants to see. What's wrong with that? Then you could change it up. Like y'all say, y'all want a wig to change it up. Why don't you change it up for the man that you picked to date, to have sex with, which you shouldn't do before you get married. But they ain't gonna stop everybody from doing that. Change it up. Do something for the man that you're dating, you like, and ask him, how would you like to see me? He gonna think it's a trick question by now anyway. What you talking about, Willis? How would you like to see me? Would you want me with this blonde wig, this black wig, or my own natural hair? I'll get it done. And how would you like to see it? Uh, he would be dumbfounded. But I bet he would want to say with your natural hair, because most black men like natural hair. And that is another thing that I like. I like natural hair on a woman. I think I've said enough. I'm gonna give it back to you for another question.
Appreciate it. Also, but you described it physical, mentally. What age range? And the reason I'm trying to nail down some specifics because we have women in the chat. And you know what I mean? If you know, maybe some woman is interested, you know what I mean? A manly man is on here talking. I
Mhm.
get a very feminine woman over here, and you know what I mean? I only deal with masculinity. So
Yeah.
that's why I want to be as very specific as possible to try to narrow these options down. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Just if
got you.
there may be
I
anybody
got you.
on replay.
And I've thought about this too. Now, y'all
Yes, sir.
check this out because I don't talk for me. I also talk for men in the chat and the women in the chat.
Yes,
So
sir.
y'all got to listen to this part. Two sections of women and what their section means to an older man. There's a section that's going to be missing in there, and maybe I can explain from my point of view what that means or what that is, and you could judge for yourself how it is. All right, if I was to go for, they say half your age plus 7. That's what I think the Muslims say that. That would be 37. But I would go down to say, let's say 29. Between 29 and 37, those would be the women that could bear children.
Mhm.
Those would be the women that could bear children. Now, from another standpoint, if a man, I'm gonna just take it for this from this place. A man that's 45, he would want to go down to like 25, around that age, to 35 and date. Why? Because they could have his children. A man wants to have some children for himself. Most men. Not all. You don't, did you take a poll? No. But most men want to have children. Well, how do you know that? Look at Pookie. How many children Pookie got? But yeah, between 25 and 35, that would be the range for childbearing. Now, older guy. I'm 60. I would choose between 48 and 56. 48, 56, or 60. Let's say 48 to 60. Now you got a gap there. You said 25. I'm just put them together, made them, put them together. 25 to 38, 37. That's what I said. Right. Let's say 38. 25 to 38. Childbearing. That's what men like in that section. And then you skipped all the way up to 48 to 60. Now, these women probably divorced. They single, of course, because they can date. Um, but these women, to the man at this point, have to be going to the gym or doing some workout, some type of thing that makes them look good to a man, for a man. That's what they never say on these shows. And that's concerning for a lot of older women. Older women can get men to like them over a man wanting a younger version of themselves by working out. See, women, when they get older, they can look good, very good, especially black melanated women. Light skin, brown skin, dark skin, darker skin, all of them can get themselves looking good. What are they worried about? A bank account. What are they looking for? A 6 foot man that looks really good. No. By this time, men are going to be menning and they are going to look the way they do it, but they still, if they still working out, we still working out. I didn't look like this at 55. I didn't look like this at 60. 50. I got older from 55, which was in 2020, to now. I saw myself get older. And then I had to accept it and do something about it. Get in the gym. I'm back at the gym, lost the pounds, changed my diet. If women could do that for their man, for a man, for themselves, and just say, yeah, I'm single, but I want a man, they could get men and probably the men's attention that they want. I'm not just talking for me, I'm talking through me, going to everybody else. Yeah. But at that point, between 48, I said, and 60, you've got to look good. Keep yourself going up. You have to do something for yourself to attract men as a woman. So you got 25 to 38, and then you got 48 to 60. Well, what about the ones that are 39 to 47? Those women, those women are grinding. You hear all these women talking about, I'm a nurse, I do this, I got all these businesses, I make this amount of money. You could just check them out. Just go to Kendra show and see how old they are at these ages. They're busy. They too busy. They too busy for a man. I'm what is it? Serial entrepreneurs. You hear it all the time between those ages. I want to get my money up. I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. What kind of man you want that can take time out to do some traveling, and that is your criteria for a mate when you're busy. You got 5 jobs, and you talking about I can go traveling.
It's kind of a segue to my next question, Billy. What do you
Mhm.
think about the word partner? Like when women say they
That
want
is
a
a
partner.
word
What's
that
your
came up
can
with the
you
rainbow people. Now, if you're looking for a partner, the definition of a partner is the same as. So that definition came up with the rainbow people. Um, and it's been adopted by our women partner. What they're afraid to say, seemingly, and I'm gonna say it like this: what they don't say is husband. I'm looking for a husband. They'll say a provider, partner, and P words, but they would not say that H word, husband. That would that would change your whole mindset of what 50-50 is. Now, some of these women are think it's literal. Uh, Rent is $2,000, and you pay 1,000. I pay one. No, no. I'd rather pay 100% than 50%. Oh, you don't go to sales no more. Well, what'd you do for Cyber Monday? What'd you do on Black Friday? I didn't go to none of them because they had 50% off. I'm waiting till Tuesday when they go back up. Oh, okay, I got you. I, I believe that one. But everything else, if I'm paying the mortgage and you paying the utilities, well, the utilities could be 1,576. How much is your rent? 2,800. Where you live? New York? Oh, you got a little itty bitty place. Yeah, I'm making fun, but utilities ain't 1,000 in Atlanta. But if he's paying the mortgage and you could pay the utilities, then he has some play money to do some investments with, and you have some play money to do some investments in yourself and around the house with. And I say that because you, you do want to make the house a home, right? Honey, I found some really good drapes. That nigga ain't thinking about no damn drapes. You are. Honey, I found this real nice sofa we could put in the. We ain't thinking about that. That's you. You can get it. Make the house a home. Oh, oh, I was gonna cough up something, but it's I dare say that's the role you're supposed to play. Oh no, he said the R word, roles. That goes back to that partner thing. Who plays the roles in a partnership? I got band partners, got band associates. My partner, it's my boy right here. My partner, my dude. You don't say that. Hey, you at a function, your company function. Hey, Bill, this is my wife Emily. How you doing? Uh, Emily, this is Bill. Pleased to meet you. How you doing? Hi, Bob and Emily. This is my partner, Natasha. Come in, Natasha. Come on. This is my partner. Come on now. Come on, dog. You don't introduce somebody like that. Not if you want a wife. This is my fiance, Kimberly. Come on. This is my girlfriend, the lady I'm dating. Finally got one to date you, huh? You're a hard ass. Yeah, I did. I found one. That sounds way better than partner. I don't like it. You're not a
Speaking of that,
partner.
Billy.
Nobody has a
No, no, go ahead, please.
nowhere in the Bible does it say partner. You get a wife. You get a husband. Don't call them a partner. You're not 50-50. God, Christ, man, woman.
Let's take that a step further, Billy. What is a woman getting? You have requirements as a band. You've seen things. You know exactly what you want. What is she getting in return from you? Tell my chat what is a woman getting when she signs up for Billy? What is how can Billy be a benefit to her? Like what is she getting? Please, please.
Yeah. She gets protection. She gets provision.
Can you
She
explain the
gets,
difference between the two for the chat? Because sometimes they merge the two between provision and protect. Please.
some of them, you know what, man? I think some of them got both of those off the back of a patrol car
Mm.
to protect and serve. The server is the provider. I think that's where they got some of them got it from, and that's the extent of it. But no, a protection means you got a house over your head. Uh, the mortgage is going to get paid. Um, outside sources, you will be protected physically. Yeah, physically you will be protected, and you would be protected from anything else that unforeseen. You'd be protected spiritually, biblically. Overall, that's the hierarchy that I explained that works. Provision. You will get a house over your head, which will be paid for. That's protection. You will be provided some things that you weren't, like extra money for yourself if we do it like this. He has the plan. A good man, a good man that wants to be a leader, that's a husband, has a plan for the household. He doesn't just get married and y'all living together. He has a plan for it. Has a plan for it. And that's part of the provisions. Provisions. It's not just money, not just having $100,000. Provisions are things, let me put it this way. And I know you might want me to go back and say what provisions are, but let me tell you what the biggest thing a man brings to a woman that's misconstrued sometimes. What a man brings to a woman is you cannot see it. It's intangible. Protection is intangible. You can't touch protection. You can touch his hands. You can touch his head. But that protection is in his hands, in his head. What he does, you can't touch that. That's basically energy. If I do like this, that's energy. If I'm thinking something and I say, hey, why don't you quit your job and let's get into real estate with you? Therefore, you could, at one point or another, you can stay at home and do real estate like that, and you get your money. Uh, but you won't have to stress as much. You don't have to go to work for this white guy. That's a plan. She just has to think about it, mull it over, and say, I could stay at home. I can make some money. And if she goes through it, he might say, well, look, since you're going through it, through the process, I'll take the test too. I'll go through the process with you. Now I may be slower than you because I'm working and you working too, but we'll get together and do it together. He may say that. Y'all may take the test together, but you may be the one that gets hired by Keller and Williams while he's doing what he does with the house and whatever else, getting the grass cut by whomever, those things. That's intangible. That's intangible provisions that a man can do with a woman's help.
Segue to the next question, Billy. What are your greatest strengths? What do you really like at the top of your list when you really think about yourself as a man? Do you really truly bring to just life in general, yourself and a woman? And then I would like you to answer this. What are your weaknesses where a woman you will be looking for her to fill those gaps?
What are my strong points and what are my
Yes.
weak points? Strong points is uh, leadership. I do have a plan for things. I can think on my feet pretty good. Now I can fail sometimes, but I would say it's my fault. I learn from them. Um, Weak points. I already said that I would want a woman who's into IT. I'm weak at IT. If she's strong in IT or anything like that, holding a camera in front of me, knowing how to say get angles, say when I say cut, and then when we look back at it, she says, "I hear you speaking, but I don't believe you. Do it again." I'll do it again. Uh-oh, uh-oh. That was called submission. The man submitting and saying when the woman says, if that happens, he'll do it again. Yes, that's submission. That's how it should be. Both ways. It's not a slavery game here. It's not. And we got on that word submission. Whew. But yeah, I do need a woman who knows some things that I don't know, like that.
What would you not accept, Billy? What could a woman? What would automatically disqualify her from being your wife? What would? Can you give us that?
My mind went to when I was before the truth and what I would say.
Mhm.
Uh,
I know you mentioned some physical things as far as like what you want, because
yeah, I
I'm
ain't
talking
talking
some
about
more.
no,
Yeah.
I ain't talking about that. But
Okay.
say now, if she got too many tattoos, that sucks. She looks like a motorcycle person. And I ride a motorcycle, but I don't want no woman coming back home and reading her like she a Chinese newspaper. No. Well, this is where my cousin died, and this is my daughter's name right here. This is my son's name back here. And I got a sketch that goes all the way down my back. Come on. Even in the Bible, it says, don't mar your skin. You have to repent for that stuff. I never got a tattoo. I had commitment issues back then. I'm glad I did. But tattoos, smoking, I quit smoking. Um, as a matter of fact, you see, yeah, I'm walking around right now. I haven't taken one yet. This is a Nicorette gum. I know it's backwards, but I got that Nicorette.
Mhm.
Nicorette. Nigga be fiending get a Nicorette gum. That's a Coca-Cola? Nicorette. No, but seriously. Yeah, smoking. Bad attitude is number one. I want to come around to it. If you got a bad attitude, if your mouth sounds like a sailor, no. Those are the number ones, really. Those are the number ones.
Before we move on, Billy, I want to truly. I want to address something. I want to address the elephant in the room, which is the conversation that brought you on the Kendra show, where she believed that you had what this chat was saying, that you were that you were basically breaking on her in the chat, and then you know what I mean. You shot her a DM, and then she was saying that you were phony and so forth and so. I'd like you to really break that down into the lowest common denominator, so for my chat, so everybody can truly understand your position and from a true perspective of where you coming from with that.
All right, cool. Thanks for that question. It's a
Yes.
good question. What happened was I when she first came on, Marie first came on, I went to her profile because you just pop and go to it. Pretty, pretty all headshot shouties though.
Mhm.
And you know, as a man, what headshot shouty mean. They don't show the bottom half of their body. It's got to be something wrong with it. But I didn't think that. I thought she was pretty. She looked gorgeous. So she was talking, and I wanted to get back to it to seeing what she looked like, because I want to hear the conversation and look at her. So I wrote. I thought I wrote. What you want to hear first? What I wrote. I think I should tell you
Whatever
what
you want to
what
tell.
what what
This is
pick
your
what
time.
came up. What
However you
came
want to
up
tell
was this. I see your. Wait a minute. I'm getting it together. I see you. I see your he Kendra the Kendra show. No, I see you. I see you he Kendra show. I see you on he Kendra show. That was it. I see you on he Kendra show. You are gorgeous. I see you're on he. That's it. You're on He Kendra show. My biggest thing is this. Well, wait a minute before I get there. When you go on a show and lie, I see you're on He Kendra show. He's mean. He left me a mean message. You are gorgeous. We're talking about a federal police officer with not the discernment to think that I said, I see you on the Kendra show. You are gorgeous. That was what I wanted to write. What came out because I got big thumbs and was right and typing fast. I see you're on He Kendra show. You are gorgeous. No discernment. This is why I got on this time. She had the audacity to come back on and say he's mean. I don't know why he would say stuff like that to me. The first thing that came to mind was stuff like when women lie on men and they get killed, they get beat up because what she feels. Now, if she kept it in the comments and said he's mean, I wouldn't have got on there and say, well, she's defaming me in the comments. No, she got on public record and was saying, he's mean. Every time I came, you're lying. Well, he said I was gorgeous. Yeah, I said that. I said I saw you on the Kendra show and you're gorgeous. No, you didn't. I see you're on He Kendra show. No discernment. You know what? I went back and tried to take a picture of it so I can have it. It's erased. That conversation is erased. And only reason why I got on there because I had it up to here with that shit. Up to here. When you try to give a black woman a compliment, her discernment doesn't say he probably messed up typing the first part because of this last part. You're gonna come on here each time. Well, he said something. He wrote me. This guy, uh, Coffee Killer, and he's mean. He wrote me some mean stuff. Well, what did he wrote? You're lying. I said you were gorgeous. Well, he said I was. He did say I was gorgeous, but the chat said he's mean. Yeah, the chat's always said I'm mean. But you're lying. You are lying. I wasn't mean to you. Well, exactly did he say, Marie? That's what Kendra said. She was like, uh. Well, he did say I was gorgeous. Yeah, that's what I said. I think you're gorgeous. Well, he said he's saying that you're gorgeous. What else did he? What was mean? Um. Well, Kendra. But yeah, I told my sister this too because I told her about the incident, and I always bounce stuff off my sister sometimes now because she's on the other side of me on a lot of different things. Literally, quite literally. She's like, if you like when Kendra said, you could be much nicer or whatever. Less stern is basically what it is, and you'll get more women to like you. No, no, I don't want everybody to like me. I want one woman to like me. And that woman will understand me and understand what I say. Do you know, while I was on that conversation for 59 minutes, I got about three women DM me, and it's been a little bit more, not a whole bunch, like maybe two more after that. And one that I was talking to that we stopped, she came back in my DM parts. So it's some that get it, most don't. But I couldn't let that pass. I was like, I ain't never getting on this show. But that right there, and it's gotten to today. When I talked to my sister, I said, let me go check. About 24,000 views. 24,000 views, over 1,000 comments, mostly miserable, single. What else? Uh, Mr. Field, what's his name?
Dr. Phil?
No, not Dr. Phil. From the Fresh Prince.
Oh, Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. No,
Hmm.
it's Uncle Bill to your monkey butt. Crazy Bop. Shout out to the MABW.
That's it. That's my mellow.
Crazy Bop.
Yep.
But yeah, I couldn't let that pass, man. That was that was a lie from a federal ass police officer. It's like now I'm more afraid to get stopped by a lady cop than I am a white bald cop.
Why do you think that though, Billy? Why do you think she was in from your position she was dishonest? Why do you believe so? What did she has to what do you believe her intentions were? You know what I'm saying? Where do you think that came from where she thought that she had to even do that?
Oh yeah, I read this one thing. She said you dogged and clowned her in the chat, but was flirting in her inbox.
Mm. Well, I'll tell you what, Billy. What we're gonna do
Let
is
me
we're
get
gonna
that
open
one
this
real
up.
quick, and then
Okay,
I'll get
go ahead.
that because someone said something about her body, and I said she has a body like the popo. I didn't say it like that. Let me try to. I said her body looks like has a popo shape. She has a popo shape. That's what I think I said. Because somebody was saying something, and it was on to somebody else's attached in response to somebody else saying something. I
Mm.
said she has a body a shape like the popo. She has a popo shape, something like that. She has popo, yeah, popo shape. First it was popo style, and I was like, nah, popo shape. And I ran this route across my sister. I said, I told her the same thing. I didn't deny it. I said, you've seen lady cops with heavy bottoms. The legs kind of big, but when it gets to her waist, it's snatched up, and up here is real smooth and contoured. It looks good. You've seen a lady cop like that. Got full legs, and the upper torso is pretty much kind of small. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I couldn't get a good look, but when she did the Kendra cam, but that's what I thought I saw. But I wasn't gonna let them say that she has an out of shape body, and I said no, she has a popo shape. That's what she is. Somebody said you got a body shaped like a musician. Thanks.
I'm glad you brought that up, Billy, because what I want to do now is, open it up. Because you basically answered all of that. I think we go to take some things from the chat and get him an opportunity. Expose the truth at 5188 says, get you a white woman. What would you like to say to that?
Before the truth, I did have one. Nope, I can't have one. I found out. Not my thing is written in the Bible. We stick to our tribes, Judah. Judah is the tribe that came to America. Benjamin is the so-called Jamaicans, and the Levites are the so-called Haitians. And then you have the Northern Kingdom. We're the Southern Kingdom, and the Northern Kingdom they have black straight hair like Dominican Republicans. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, Dominican Republic people. Um, the Native Americans, the ones they call Indians, Native Americans, Mexicans are in the Northern tribe. Um, the Rock, uh, Samoan. I think that's his people. I forgot the tribe, but they're part of the northern tribe also. Brazilians, certain Brazilians, you go down there and say, look like black people. Those are our people also. So it's not just black Hebrew Israelites. That's just like saying, you're a black English American.
Fancy Love 11 says Hebrew men don't go on dating sites or shows. Real Israelite men don't do this. So that you say what?
Uh, like I said, no, you can. I don't know how to do that. Hebrew Israelite men want Israelite women. There have been two that I've seen and heard Israelite women on her show that went to her show. Most times, I don't flirt. I don't try to poke on uh, any of the women in the chat nor on the show. I will talk with you, see where you're at spiritually. You're not supposed to convert nobody, not an Israelite. And I also see their lineage on the father's side. But where else you gonna find an Israelite people? Plus, when I get on there, I'll say something like "Happy Sabbath" on Fridays. Happy Sabbath is what I said on Saturdays. Well, no, I'm sorry, not on Saturdays, because by the time she came on at 8 o'clock on Saturday, the Sabbath was over. It's Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, and I would announce some of the Israelite Feast of Dedication, which is this week, um, Day of Atonement, all those things. I would announce those things while I was on the show. Uh, on everyone, yeah. If you're reaching 5,000 people and you're saying something that's in the Bible that's supposed to be something that's of your culture, whether you know it or not, I'm trying to spread that. God says to spread this word. And yeah, they know I'm an Israelite. And yes, you can get on a dating show and spread a word. Because I'm not trying to be a whoremonger and fuck everything that would come my way. Y'all should know that, else I'll be much more humbler. No, I wouldn't be humbler. I would be more pandering to women if that was the case.
My girl Les at a 1753 agrees with you. She said that most police officers that I see are not fit. So I believe that means she means in shape. So I just want to recognize that. Edova says Edova
Well, see,
has a
right
question.
there, right there.
Go ahead.
That's what was said. And now I said she has a popo shape.
Oh, I get okay. Okay.
And that's why I said she has a popo shape. It's not that she's unfit, she's got a popo shape.
Okay.
So there's
Thanks.
your example. But no, because I said that, she's gonna take it like I mean, and I degrade women. I don't like black women. And even when I would be on the man's side, when an articulate guy, black man comes on, they always call him gay. He's gay. Well, Kendra, I would like to have a woman that's a size 2 or 4. It would fit in really good with my corporate uh, uh, lifestyle. He's gay. Why he talk like that? So I would get in and say, no, no, no. Just because he's not a felon doesn't mean he's gay. Just because he's articulate is what I would actually write. Just because he's articulate doesn't mean he's gay. He's asking for a woman for a reason. Because it seems like some of these women can tell you everything they don't want. It tells a lot when you say, I don't want no liar or cheater, or so I want somebody that has a car. What the hell you been dating? What the hell? You're a grown woman. What have you been dating? Men like that? Mm-mm. You could tell what kind of men some of these women date by what they asked for. Now, you didn't have me saying up here, Billy, what kind of woman you want? Well, I can tell you what kind of woman I don't want. I told you exactly what kind of woman I want.
Edna has a question. She says, you have a money requirement for your potential wife and more. If you truly want a wife, would you compromise some of your requirements? Good question, Edna.
I think my money requirement was 40,000. I said 60, I said 50, and I said reasonably 40. Would I forego that? Um, Part of me says no. I wouldn't want a woman who would just be making uh, below 29. Why would you say something like that? Y'all always talking about picking up the girl at McDonald's. I told you. If I picked up that girl at McDonald's, she'd be working in real estate by the next year. She'd be kicking that McDonald's out the door. And it's something that will stay with her for the rest of her life. And she wouldn't have to do much. She might not pass the test the first time. I took the real estate test. I didn't pass it the first time. I didn't take it again because my career popped off as a musician.
To the women that may be interested more in that, tell the ladies what instruments you play. Where can they find you? Plug your situation.
I play guitar and I play around Atlanta. And I haven't had I've been in corporate bands lately and I'm doing a Christmas type of thing coming up. And it's only because that's where I'm hired to do. I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate none of these pagan holidays. This is the way this place is made up, the sister of Babylon. And when in Rome, do what the Romans do. They killed us in Rome, Israelites. They killed us when we didn't do what we're supposed to do, like the Romans did. But I got a gig coming up with that, and it's another one is an out of town gig. So sometimes I'm doing private functions, but I was doing gigs in cigar bars, and some women didn't want to come in there because their hair. And but it slows down around this time of year for me anyway. But yeah, I got a consistent gig, and then I have a corporate band gig, and then around town gig. Plus, I'm in the studio. I'm in a video that's supposed to be coming out about this guy named Bertel. He's from Houston. I got to go to Houston last year this time in November, latter part of November last year. I went to the Breakfast Club, ate there. It was good food at Breakfast Club. And we played at some place, I forgot what it was, but I got to see some of the people there, especially some of the women there. It's a lot of women. But 69, I am Billy on IG, Billy Odom on Facebook, and I think Koffee Killer on TikTok.
Any of you ladies are interested if somebody needs guitars, make sure you please reach out. The the one and only Coffee Killer is here from the Kendra G episode, and he's here, not necessarily to explain anything because he doesn't have to explain himself to me or anybody else. He's here to clear things up as he sees fit. Miss Mai has a question for you.
I see
My
it.
girl Les has a question. How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? You can't use 7.
5. I'm a regular guy. I'm a regular guy. Now, like I said earlier, women are attracted to a man's status and all that kind of stuff. So
Yes.
early on, I was all in the clubs all the time and with big bands, big popular bands. I was in one of the most popular bands in the late 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, called The Chronicle. Now, if you dig deep enough on Amazon, you will find The Chronicle making moves in Atlanta. Making Moves in Atlanta was the album title. Yeah, and I wrote two of the most popular songs on that album, the rock song and Breezy. Breezy has a couple of other writers on there like Phil and L Rock, but I was the catalyst for the whole thing. It was fun, and the producer, co-producer.
Wonderful. Very talented brother.
Oh, and you can also look up Billy Odom with a U on Facebook. I mean, not on Facebook, on YouTube, and they'll pull up some interesting music that I played on.
Somebody chat. I'm sure my moderators will. they in the research. They're better than Kendra.
Yeah,
Shout the Kendra cousin. Shout out to my girl Les. She says, "Do you think you're ready for a wife? If yes, how so?"
I'm ready for a companion to be my wife. Let me explain why that is. Like I said, you don't have a girlfriend or nothing like that in the Bible, nor would I want to do this. I would want to go that same path. When you get a companion, you get somebody who is fit for you. You see what they do for you, you do things for them, you complement each other. Uh, and then the man decides if she is to be his wife. Hopefully, she'll come like that, and my grooming will be small, few. That's why I was like, if you do IT or something like that, it's gonna be really nice. You don't have to do much or nothing outside of what you already do. And yeah, if it says if yes, how so? Are you ready? Just like I said, I come with a house. She could sell hers, or we could use it for real estate. We could rent it out. That that right there is a plan, and it's a financial plan. It's a real estate plan.
Well said. Shout out to Exposing the Truth 5188. Let me say this. You got to stop complaining about what women want. Who cares? Let her want. It's all about what you want and who fits to your liking. Run your own race. Would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, if we don't care about our own women in our own race, who's going to care about them?
Mm,
Hmm? I'm saying that to the person who
yes.
I want you to put an answer to that. Who's going to care about our women that they want protection from? They say they're the least protected and whatever else. But if we don't care about them, if they don't do anything, if they don't acknowledge us, they don't smile at us, if we don't tell them, hey, we need this from you, it would make a better relationship if they concurred and we would follow up also. It's that easy. We got to care about each other. That's number one. Do unto others as you do unto your neighbor as you do. Treat your neighbor right.
Mm.
That
Billy,
means we got to treat each other right.
well said, Billy. I went back because I wanted to make sure I got a couple things that I thought that I should mention. Fancy Love 11 says, how many girlfriends after the ex-wife?
Nigga, what?
Want to
What?
know. They want to know about you, brother. You can decline the answer. You know what I mean? That's what you
I
want to do.
declined a whole. I was a whole mongrel. Even this is where protection comes in because I don't want to say anything that other women would be like. He's talking about me because one of my friends, when I was talking about the orbs that they were calling drones,
Yes.
and they're really angels.
Mhm.
That's why they would shut down for them things. Don't shoot at them. She said they're not supposed to shoot at them, nor ask any official about them
Yes.
in New Jersey. She told me that. She was on this Cackling Cousins site, and she said, "I'm talking about him." I mean, he was talking about me because I called her specifically to see what was going on in Jersey, see if it was true. It was. So this is called protection. Protecting your friends, protecting the women that I've been with, been talked to, or whoever. You don't tell their business. But yes, I have gone on dates, and I had one girlfriend, I believe, after my ex-wife. Yep.
Got a good question for you, Billy. Something actually, this wasn't, I didn't actually write this, but it actually came to me as you were speaking. If you were to meet the woman that we described today in this chat, how soon would you be ready to make her a wife? How soon would you be ready to move forward? What type of time frame? I'm gonna get a lot of you real specific for my chat.
I was gonna say in 1 hour. 1 hour. But no, if y'all found her, she would still have to be vetted by me. She would still have to be vetted by me. Because the specifics that I don't say on here, I would have to find out if she's cool with that. How are we when we're around each other? I'll put it that way. How are we when we're around each other? Do I give a spark to her? Does she give a spark to me?
For the sake of the conversation, let's just say it all aligns. How soon would you
One
be
hour.
willing? Okay, there you have it. So there you have it, ladies. There you have it. So once he
Let's go down to the
knows,
courthouse.
there you have it. There you have it.
Let's get it all right. Ah,
Right. Shout out to D.
I'm
D's in here spitting
still
truth. Thank you so much,
feeling
D.
bad.
Shout out to D. Shout out to D. Thank you so much for being here, D. Y'all make sure y'all support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe. Can't thank y'all enough. Edward says, what caused the divorce? It's a good
Yeah, this is
question.
another thing that I do. Like I said, I protect the women that I've been around, so
Yes.
there'll be nothing. Uh, they'll be scared, or if I misspoke anything, they're not here to say something. I'm gonna tell you like this. You remember that I said I have a Christmas program
Yes.
that I'm coming up. My
Yes, sir.
ex-wife is singing in there,
Okay.
and one of the other guys who claims he put us together, he's singing in it also. So I'm gonna be with my ex-wife and the guy who says he put us together. I knew her before then. She was gorgeous. She was a um, aerobics instructor, also. Still pretty, real pretty lady. Um, we did 50-50 on a what do you call it when it's unconditional type of divorce, when you just want to
Irreconcilable?
irreconcilable. We went 50-50. Oh, I'm sorry. 51-49. Because I got the cents. It was 4.95 and 95 of 75 cents. We said, how we gonna split up 75 cents? I
Mhm.
said, I'll take it. True story.
But that doesn't answer Edward's question to specifics. What actually caused the divorce?
Right. I'm not gonna say.
Okay, understood.
It's
I just want
for
to make sure I
her protection and mine.
got you. Fair
I
enough.
gave you an idea that we were amicable because we
Yes.
could split it 50-50
Okay.
and joke about it. And we're on the same gig this week, next weekend.
Okay, so y'all use y'all own discernment to kind of, to be kind of, but from what I gather, it wasn't his fault. But I'll leave that to someone else. Shout out to my girl
Well,
Les.
well,
She said,
I'll say this:
"Go ahead."
women are always the ones that want to pull the plug on it.
Okay, enough said. Shout out to my girl Les. She said, "Will you require that she stays covered from head to toe in her style of dress?" We try to get specific for you, Billy. We got to
What
make
y'all
sure
think
we.
y'all are, Arabs and
He really, I
y'all
don't.
Dubai doo-doos? No, y'all got it twisted. You don't have to cover your head and your face and your whole body. You just have to dress. Uh, what's the word?
Modestly.
Exactly. modestly. You can cover your head. And this is another thing. When women pray, they're supposed to cover their head.
Okay.
When men pray, they're supposed to uncover their head.
Why? I didn't know.
It's
Please.
respectful to God to do so.
Okay.
What do you think? A long time ago, the motherboard always had big old hats. Hmm?
Hmm.
They had big hats. They were still traditional back then. Your great grandmothers.
Yes, sir.
Now you don't have. You could have the thing that's covering these girls' heads now is wigs.
Hmm.
It's Sunday churches. Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Lassie. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, brother. We done?
Yeah. I was like, it's Sunday churches. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Shout out to my girl Les. She said, "Do you consider yourself a pleasant and loving man?"
Yes. And I'm gonna expound on that just a little bit. These are talking points that we're talking of. The biggest thing between two people is their future together. Their future together, and that the woman respects the man and the man loves the woman.
Mhm.
Now, the woman is supposed to be with her man. Her man is supposed to cover his woman.
Okay.
These are talking points.
Mhm.
But when you get together, you gotta have to see. That's why I said, even if y'all got the one that checked all the boxes, I don't go by boxes. Men don't go by boxes.
Mhm.
We look at what we want to look at, and then we start asking questions. Even if it is what you doing tonight, it's still a question.
Yes, sir.
And by that time, we have already put in our minds whether you're gonna be the backdoor woman that when you ain't gonna, our friends ain't gonna know you did. I
Mhm.
did it. I did her. No, I ain't. No, dog. Right? Or you gonna be the front door woman. Yeah, this the one you gonna show off to, or be the girlfriend, so to speak. But even when you're a girlfriend, how long you gonna be a girlfriend before you say, "Are you gonna marry me?" If you haven't shown wife, any wife characteristics, how you gonna get the promotion? You hear a lot of women talking about, "I ain't gonna act like no wife. I ain't gonna cook him nothing. I ain't gonna act like that if he ain't doing such and such." How you gonna get a promotion? You like that at your job? I ain't gonna do the work that I'm supposed to. I can't stay overtime today because they had his job. You ain't gonna never get a promotion. You gonna see Sue go right past you. She don't do nothing but kiss the boss's butt. She thinks she all that. She got a promotion. I be doing all the work. No, you ain't doing enough work. So even in a relationship as like a between two men, two women, you will have to do the work as if you were at a job. The same principle applies.
Yes. Once again, y'all, we have Coffee Killer.
Oh yeah, and
Bill,
this I gotta say this. Pause,
please.
niggas. Pause. Not you, but
Oh, you talking Paul? Okay, okay.
yeah.
That's
I
I,
said between two men. I was talking real fast. It went
look here,
between
brother.
a woman and a
I
man.
I understand. You know what I'm saying? No, don't
Pause,
even,
niggas.
my brother. Let's see. I have another. You know what I'm saying? Question from my girl. Les. She says, "What is modesty to you? When you say modesty, what does it mean to you?"
Is that a woman who said that?
Yes, sir.
Let me talk about something else. A lot of women need men to tell them what's femininity, what's modesty, what what is fit. I'm thick. I'm not fit. What? It seems like our generations have dropped the ball on a lot of information that women should know, and they're trying to get that information from men. They're trying to get it from men now, but some of it they they don't want to believe because it may be against what they've heard, like a baddie. Uh, Everybody wants a baddie. So what's a baddie? A woman with the slightly less a size 12, 14, uh, wears a wig. I'm gonna get to that modest. Wears heels, got tattoos, wears cake makeup like she got on a filter on her face, lashes. Now they've cut back on the fingernails, and I'm glad of that. Is that modest? Is that modest? Mm-mm. What's modest? Michelle Obama? What do we see more of? Baddies or Michelle Obamas? So that's why I say somebody dropped the ball, because most women are dressing like some baddie instead of modestly like a Michelle. And Kendra asked me about what I want a Michelle. You got to remember this. Back when what what's Osama Obama's first name?
Barack.
Barack. Yeah, when
Yes.
Barack met Michelle back in the day, well, it was after or during college. Was it after or during college?
Oh, he met her during college. Yeah, they met. Yes, they met at college.
Do you know how scraggly, broke they were?
Mhm.
I would love to have a woman be with me for 30 years without saying, "Oh, we grew apart. Oh, we married early, too early." I said in the chat one time, if you grew apart, one of y'all didn't direct the other one the way to go. That's how y'all grew apart. And it most likely was the man you picked to have them kids with, and then afterwards, oh, they ain't gonna like what my scale is for the what happens with black women with kids versus white women with kids. They ain't gonna like that.
We gonna get to that. I'm
No,
glad
we
you
ain't
brought
gonna
that.
be.
Oh, you don't want to go there?
I ain't say nothing.
Listen, this is no. We don't play them games over here. No. If you got something you want to say, say it.
It's a big math game, so you can come on with it.
Okay. Well, before we get, I do want to
But
get.
did
I
I
do want
answer
to.
your question? I just want to know that.
Yeah, I do want to ask you this. Miss Fancy Love says Paul was speaking to a specific group of people when he said cover our heads. It's not a commandment. To that you say what?
Paul did and said and was taught by Christ. So yes, it's a commandment.
Okay.
And see, that's what I'm saying. They want to say the New Testament ain't got the covenant and all that kind of. No, the New Testament is the Old Testament told again. I think I got that right. That
Well,
did,
like
did
I,
you remember
like I,
when Kendra said you got did you see her head do this? What you think that the fuck? That's that the fuck. Yeah, the New Testament is the Old Testament told again.
okay. Do your math. Billy, take your time. You know what I'm saying? Do your math equation for black women with children and white women with children. We get real over here. We get funky over
Well,
here. You
I'm
want to
just
bite
gonna
your
say it
tongue?
like this. I'm gonna start it off preface it like this.
Yes.
I've done a lot of wedding receptions
Mm-hmm.
for white people
Okay.
with the corporate band. Each time, and this is what black women say to white women a lot of times, skinny bitches,
Mm-hmm.
right? They get married when they're real tiny, 120. Let's say they get married 5'5", 120, have one kid. Awesome.
Excuse me. Yes, right here, brother.
Or fancy love.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy love 11. How many pounds does a baby put on a woman? 20 or 30?
We wait on Fancy's response to that. She also want to know, would you remarry? But yes, he would. He already
Yeah,
mentioned that, Fancy. He looking forward
I
to
would
it.
remarry.
Yes.
I don't think I'm supposed to though. God making it real hard for me to find somebody else. But he doesn't. He's not a matchmaker. 30. Okay, I thought so. Come on, let's go with it. So 120 plus 30 equals 150, right?
Sound all right.
That's the first kid. She loses half of that
Mm-hmm.
baby weight, 15. So we're down to
135.
135. She has another child,
Mm-hmm.
30 more pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And you know these white women hit the gym. Because let's say she had one in her 20s, like 26, 27, then
Mm-hmm.
another one at 30. So
Yes.
she's going into MILF territory at 30, in their 30s.
Okay.
So where were we at?
165.
165. Now she feels real bloated,
Mm-hmm.
but take half of that away, and let's take 15 away from 165. She's what, 150?
Yeah, that'll make about 145 ish
145.
at the second kid, give or take.
Mm-hmm. Let's stop right
Put that
there.
number down.
145, second kid. And now she going to the gym because she's 36 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And we just doing crazy math because that would put the kids like 5 years apart. And you know, they'll pop them things out like three at a time. And by the time she's 30, she's done with all three kids they have for good. And in her 30s, she in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
She's running. So she's what what did we say she was? 150?
Well, yeah, let's just go 150. Second
Now,
kid, 150.
now let's say it's real hard for her to get that weight down
Mm-hmm.
to where she was before at 120, right? So let's say she loses just 15 pounds before she's 40. Going to the gym all the time. Now, where's that lead? 150 minus 15 makes 135.
Yes, sir.
So when she's in her 40s, she's 135 and
Mm-hmm.
maintaining. You got that?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's the average weight of a black woman?
Right now about 180, 175, 180.
Let's say 170.
Yes. Oh, man.
Fancy love, what's the what's the weight incurred by having a child? 30. So she's up to 200 pounds already. First child. Now let's say uh, she walks it off. Lives in New York. Lives in California. Any other place? She's sitting down, especially in the damn South. Let's say she loses 10 pounds. 10. She goes from 200 to 190. She wants to be thick because it hit her in the right areas, right? You've heard of that, haven't you? Also,
Yes, sir.
after
Yes,
I
sir.
had my first child, that child hit me in the right spots. I got some hips. I got this is snatched here. I got some boobs. You've heard that, right?
Yes, sir.
190. She has a second child. I don't even want to say from a different man. Let's just keep the same one. 30 plus 190 is 220.
Yes, sir.
Now, she really kind of don't like how that child hit her because it was in the same spots,
Mm-hmm.
but it had a different effect. Them legs got bigger, the hips got bigger, the butt got bigger, the stomach got bigger. Why? Because she wasn't doing no sit-ups. She was just walking. So where are we at now?
We 220.
220. And let's say she's New York or LA and she lost 10 pounds. She's down, let's say she lost 15 pounds before 40. Where are we down to now?
We can get say maybe say 210 ish, 205, if we lucky.
Mm-hmm. That's as big as a man. I was 205 when I was growing up, till I was 50. 205. And I was working out. It was mostly muscle weight. This is fat. That's the difference between what you do for your husband and when you say, I just gonna do it for my damn self. I don't have time. I work. When I come back, I don't have time to do anything for myself. Every woman's body is different. No, it ain't. Y'all basically built the same way. The size differs, yes, but your body is not that different. If that was the case, no, doctors would have to bring out charts. Let me see what body style are you. Nah, you don't fit that body type. Nah, no, it's the same body. Your size, 5'5", 5'2", 5'7", 5'9". That's a damn lie. That's what she wrote.
Billy, when they say accept you, I'm glad Fancy put that in there. When women say accept me as I am, what does that mean to you? And to that you say what? Accept me as I am, love me, take me as I. To that you say what?
Uh-uh. Has that worked for any woman that was on Kendra's show? Mm-mm. Has it worked for anybody who got back on there and had whatever? What do you call it when they come on there and supposed to tell you what happened?
Oh, like a reunion, but it's not quite a reunion. It's a update,
Update.
basically.
When they
Yes.
make an update and they look basically the same, their hair changed
Mhm.
because they had on a wig before. Take me as I am. Does that work? Mm-mm.
My girl Liz says, can she require that you maintain a certain weight as well? Do you think that that's
Yes.
fair? Okay.
Yes. Right now, I'm doing it for my damn self. I got goals to meet, and I've met that one goal. I went from 245 to 230. That's 15 pounds down. Not right now. I hover between 230 and 233, 234 right now. And yeah, I want to get some more off, but then it becomes I don't see how these women don't know how to change this damn thing around. I don't know how. If I get down too
Ladies,
far,
this
I'm gonna look a certain type of way that might not be a healthy look. Let me get a little bit
sharply
closer
dressed, brother.
for the not so. Let me get my fringes. These are fringes. It's one of the
Hey,
commandments.
ladies, the brother single. They're ready to mingle.
I am not doing this for that. I'm saying my body shape, my body style, and yeah, y'all see this right here? It just goes smaller uh, the smaller I get. And I'm trying to do this so it won't look like I'm out here. I'm really tucked in here. Let me pull it from the back. But see, it came a time I wanted to go down to 220
Okay.
because I was 210. I was like, I'm an older guy, so 220 should, but it's like at 230. This is like before you look anorexic, like like something. That's why I'm putting this out. And yes,
So thank ladies.
I put all the doors on my closets in the house have mirrors in them. I put all these fans in all the in the on the ceilings all throughout the house because these were in hotels and I used to travel a lot
Gotcha.
and the fans I like because you get cooler in the summertime and
Brother
I
investing
put
in
them in
his
all my
home, 60 years old. Come on, sisters. What's happening?
yeah but
Hey,
yes I would want to stay fit for who I'm around.
I'm glad you addressed that. Fancy said there's 4 different body types. He seems to disagree with you. To that you say what?
Never heard of that.
Okay.
Could she briefly put what those body types are?
Fancy, you heard the gentleman. Fancy
Because
also
I'm a
what?
person that learns.
Mhm.
I've never heard of body types. I know body styles, different type of bodies. Like women say, for instance,
Mhm.
we big bone.
Yes.
I said nowhere in the history of nigga doctors has any of the nigga
Nigga
doctors
doctor.
came up with a structural skeleton that's
That
big
was funny.
bone
Nigga,
for black women,
nigga doctors.
excluding the black men.
Nigga doctors.
They ain't never dug up no bones from long time ago, and they surely hadn't found no bones on no big women now that's different than any other person on the.
Father God. That's a good one. Oh, that was. Does anybody have anything further that they would like to? Any questions or any? She said it's. Fancy said it's 3, not 4. Fancy, if you don't mind, put them in there so he
It
can
don't matter
address
if
that.
it's two different. Just put them in there,
That's it.
or just give me the Google and I can Google it myself.
The brother's looking for a wife. I have a bunch of women in the chat. You ladies, you know what I'm saying? Make sure he gave y'all his information. And y'all make sure
Wait a minute.
y'all
Hold
reach
up.
out.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. Should educate yourself before speaking ahead of what people say. Let me tell you something. I used to want to be a doctor, and I've read a doctor's book, and I'm trying to see if I see it. My grandmother gave me a long time ago, and I read the hell out of that book before I found out how much it costs to become a doctor. In that book, it never said anything about different bodies, especially different bodies to tend to differently than the next. For a doctor, that would literally mean he would have to have a chart for each body type.
Y'all
Like
continue to talk. I'm gonna cover my daughter.
like C4, B4 hair, AC. Are they fooling y'all with that, John? Your hair is the best hair in the world. It goes up. The rest of them go down towards hell. Hey, y'all put on that hair. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Hopefully it won't. I'm gonna try it. Ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph. I'm gonna write it down. Just to show you I care. Ectomorph, mesophilia. I'm showing her I care. Mesomorph and endomorph.
While you're doing that, Billy, I do have a question for you. Edward
Go
says,
ahead.
did you choose not to have children? Was that a choice?
No,
Okay.
I thought long and hard about answering that question. I wanted to be married when I got married, to have kids, and the others had they exercised their my body, my choice.
Understood.
I
Understood.
wanted
Once,
to be established in a marriage. Established was is the working word here.
the brother's interested, he's available, and he's very talented. The brother's well spoken. You know what I'm saying? Owns his own home, has a career. You ladies are interested. Make
Wait,
sure.
wait, hold
Listen,
up, because she
let me
said
let me
man.
quarterback this. Let me quarterback you. Let me big you up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Make sure. Listen, I also don't have no problem playing matchmaker. You know what I'm saying? If Kendra can do it, why can't I? Y'all see my email? hit me up in the description box. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I mean? Or, reach out to the brother directly. Either way it works. You know what I'm saying? And if there's no any other questions, I don't want to hold the brother. You know what I mean? He's been on here with me for 2 hours. I don't want to monopolize
I've
his
been on
time.
here 2 hours. Damn.
It have, man. It has. It has. We started at 7. It's 9.
I'm
Like
glad I went to
5:40 to
Waffle
shoot.
House before I came on here. And
I'm
I
glad.
got me a pecan pie. It was the best one. They had a best pecan pie.
I'm glad you brought that up. Listen, how important is it really for a woman to be able to enjoy? Because I think a lot of times what women think is just because you said that you mentioned Applebee's and you mentioned Waffle House as staples, does that exclude you from taking her to a high end restaurant? Can you break that down a little bit? Because people tend to be very short sighted in that way. Please, so they don't misunderstand.
To answer the question is no. I will take them to a high place.
Mhm.
But a lot of women said, "This is how you found me. You can't keep this up." No, I ain't gonna keep spending money on you just for you to see if you like me. No, we gonna start here, and then we gonna build. Don't y'all like that word? Build. Well, how come we can't build from here and go here? Were you walking before you was crawling? Was you running before you was walking? No. So you build to see if you're gonna like the person without any big financial damage to the person who's gonna be paying for it the most. Uh oh, how you gonna find out if he's a provider? After you date for a while and he figures out that he wants to date you uh, exclusively, then you can find that out. But in the meantime, why don't you find out if you like him? You know if you like that guy. First time you see him after you've talked for a while, and you see him and you talk to him. See if that guy's got some credentials to him, some scruples about himself. See if he's smart. See if he's somebody you can trust. A lot of black women don't trust black men. A lot of black women don't trust men. See if you trust this man. That's why I said if in that the example about being in a movie theater, move this way or move that way.
Yes.
You got to trust the man's gonna. I talked to my sister about this. You're gonna have to make sure that man be with a man that you trust made the right decision. And he said, well, how come the woman, if the woman has the best move, if a woman was in a place where they was shooting or there was a fire, the first thing she's gonna do is scream. The first thing a man will do is say, "Oh shit, let me find a way out of this motherfucker." He's gonna look, see what's happening, tell your ass to get down and shut up so you won't attract no attention. And then he's gonna look up. I got the whole scenario right, and see where everybody's going. Everybody's going out the way they came in, but there's an exit door back in the back. Those shooters are in the corner, following the ones that going to the exit the way they came in. Let's go out that way. That's in the other opposite corner. Run where everybody's going. Mm-mm. No, you got to trust that that man has assessed the situation. You want a man like that. Those are the type of men I've been around. If you're around Pookie, you're gonna get a Pookie answer. Hey, everybody going that way. Pop! Pop, go to Weezer, cut a Weezer, go pop!
Fancy Love says you're a decent man. Hope you find what you want. Shout
Wait
out
a
to
minute, who?
Fancy. Fancy Love says you're a
Wait a
decent
minute,
man.
who?
Fancy Love.
Fancy
Yes,
love?
sir. She, and my girl said she shared about that pecan pie. I thought you were watching your weight. That's why you need a good woman. Tell them
Look,
to keep them on the straight and
but
narrow.
when you still in the gym,
Yes.
you can cheat sometimes. I don't get pecan pie. I don't go to yeah, I do go to Waffle House because the lady who I go train with sometimes she does tell me to get protein afterwards.
Right.
So I do go and get a, a grilled chicken or some eggs scrambled.
Okay.
And that's at 10 o'clock after I get out. Um, every Waffle House doesn't have a pecan pie.
Okay. I've never had a piece of waffle. I didn't know they had.
It's not on the menu.
Okay. Okay. Shout out to Ediva. She says, "Are you okay with being single for the rest of your life if you do not find your wife?" That's a great question.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Men are built like that. Women are not built like that. And that's true. A woman would rather be with a man, but a man can be by himself. That's why you hear about these people out in the wilderness by themselves, men. You don't hear about no women up in the wilderness by herself.
Mhm. Great response. Maya says she's gonna stop, drop, and roll. She-
Well, I ain't say your ass was on fire. If there was if somebody screams fire, I know you've heard of that thing, that analogy that they say to incite a riot.
I
That's
have.
that example is an example for. It's not an example to say which way you go. It's an example of inciting a riot. And no, if it was on fire, you hopefully you're not on fire yet. You could go towards the fire, but you would rather go away from the fire, find a way out. And hopefully your man has assessed the situation to say, let's move this way quietly so we won't get trampled on by all those other people.
Mm.
And let me tell you this,
Please.
Awesome.
Yes.
All leaders are not loved by all.
Mm.
I have never known in history books any leader that was loved by all his people. Now y'all can call me and you can put up here and tell me, but I know you ain't gonna meet five of them, maybe one. But all leaders are not loved by all their people. They're gonna say some things, do some things that everybody's not gonna like, and that's what how a good leader is. He makes for the whole, not the. He doesn't try to appease everyone. Now, let me bring that back to a man with
Yes.
a woman. He tries to speak to the woman he wants,
Mm.
not everybody. He he doesn't speak to them everybody. He's speaking out to everybody, but he's speaking specifically for that woman that says he's talking to me. It may be five or seven of them, but then when he gets with them and talks to them, he has to vet them, see which one is the best for him.
Okay. Introvert had a really interesting comment, but retracted it. I couldn't get a chance. I really want to read that. Introvert, please put that back in there so I can make sure I address it. D says I can't agree with this statement that men are. I know you meant are okay with being alone, and Fancy agrees. To that, you say what?
Of course, you're not going to believe that. You've never heard of a man going out and surely it's Esau. Esau in the Bible was the man from the wilderness. He loved to go hunt and he loved being out in the wilderness. Jacob was the one, he lived in his tent and chilled all the time. Which one do you think addresses how black men are versus what the dynasty does? Now, getting back to my story,
Mm.
you've never heard of a man being out in the wilderness by himself for months. Usually they're white men, but they're men all just all together. Now, all men, they're not exactly the same, but our DNA, our thoughts, some of our thoughts are the same. We're built DNA wise basically the same. Our thoughts and responsibilities are different. That's what makes most men like most men. Like white guys like big breasts, thin bodies. Black guys like big booty, big body. That's what the general consensus seems to be, right? Yes. You see, it's
Fast.
the you
Go my
go ahead.
apologies.
You
Go
see,
ahead.
it's the opposite. But yeah, we're basically built the same, but have different preferences and stuff like that between black and white people. But most times you will see a white man going in the forest by himself. You see Navy people in the Navy going in the sub for like what 3 months at a time.
Yes, sir.
That's that's by themselves. Basically, they're with somebody, but they're isolated. It's not the same under there in a sub with all men by themselves. That's a form of isolation. Yeah, we're built like that, and this is we just witnessed awesome where a man would say something because I've heard it from somewhere else that says we're built so we could be alone more so than a woman can, uh, but they don't want to believe it. Read in the comments, you got it right there. I can't agree with the statement that men is okay with being alone. I told you we could. I agree with D. I agree with you, D. We were made for the man. We were made for the man. Fancy. We were made for the man. That is very true. But that does not exclude the fact that a man can be alone. We were, and like I said earlier today, you heard me. I'd rather have a companion with me.
Yes, sir.
Rather have a wife, not be alone, because they were. And listen, look at what she said. We, meaning women, were made for the men, for the man. We were
Introvert
made
men.
for the man. Do you understand that comment, everybody? A woman says she is made for a man, not the other way around. You hear a lot of these women wanting men to be made for them. That's Satan's way.
Well said. Introvert says, "What made you go on a Kendra show to find a woman
I
that
ain't
you
know.
couldn't do for yourself?" I'm glad you put that back in there, Introvert. Thank you so much for putting it. To that, you say what?
I'm glad you said that. I ain't going there for that. Like I said before, I got on there because I got sick and tired of these women lying on men, especially me. That's why I went on there. And then she always gets you to, you want to do the questions? And if you notice, she did not do all of her questions.
Which one did she leave out?
She left out
That you remember?
turn ons, turn offs. We got stuck on what kind of woman do you want? That's what I got on that submissive thing. We took so much time for that.
Yes.
And then we went on to some other stuff. She said I already did the Kendra Cam or whatever.
Mm,
Um, when I first came on, because she wanted to find a disqualification
mm.
tactic. Oh, you fat. You fat as fuck. She wanted something like that, right? How tall are you? 5'10"? Oh shit, I can't get him on these. Not 5'5" or nothing. And no, I didn't get on there to get a woman. I would. I thought I would one day to see what's out there beyond the county, the state lines of Georgia.
Mm.
What's wrong with that? There, and I told Kendra because she asked about it. There was two Israelite women on her show. One went from Atlanta to San Diego, I think. I tried to find her video and I could not find that one. One thing, she was short. I didn't want nobody like 5 feet tall, nothing like that. But sometimes, if you can find who you want, it's not always how you want it, but it's what you want. But I didn't get on there for that. I got on there because she was lying like a motherfucker.
Well said. Glad you came on here and had an opportunity and gave me the opportunity to, to talk to you and give you an opportunity to express yourself, you know what I mean, and clear things up. Y'all, we've been going over 2 hours. This is a working night. People have to work. People have things to do. I cannot thank everybody, enough for being in here. You all could be anywhere, however you were here. Billy, I'll give you a final word. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you give you anything else you want to express or get off, or you know what I mean, anything, please take the time.
Yeah, Fancy Love and let me see, D4277, My Girl Les Edava, Edava,
Edible, yes.
Edava. I want to thank all of y'all for being here and asking your questions. I hope I answered them to the best of my ability. And I want to thank Awesome for inviting me on. Even my sister was like, "You got to be careful. I mean, the way you say stuff. Please do not take my words out of context. What I meant is what I meant. I didn't. I tried not to leave anything to any obscurity or could what he meant was mm-mm. No. I hope I didn't have any of those things around or left. Um, Thank you for the opportunity to come on here. This is my first interview since that incident, if you want to call it that. Like I said, I got a couple of women in my DMs since then. Probably saw it and said, "Hey," but nothing. Maybe one or two out of there. But we got to do better as a race of people, as Israelites. We are Israelites. Read. Let me see if I can put this in here. Can I? Can I? Could I say something? No, I don't. I don't know if I could chat. I was
Go ahead.
going to try to chat. Deuteronomy 28:68. Check your in the King James Bible, because all the other Bibles made it look like we sold ourselves like prostitutes to do jobs for free labor. King James Bible. If that's the way your forefathers got over here, you are an Israelite. And that is why they won't give reparations, because then that exposes who the Israelites are, specifically Deuteronomy 28:68. Yeah, that would expose who, and you can look at your history books if you don't believe me. And our people came from Ghana. Ghana was where Kendra was. You remember when she was talking about the port of no return, and the church was upstairs, and the holding cell was downstairs. You remember that, awesome?
No, was she went over with Ashley Foot?
Yeah, but I think it was before Ashley. But it
Deuteronomy
was
156.
no Deuteronomy 6:28 and 68.
Okay, I just see the Old Testament. It's not in the New Testament, is it?
It's the Old Testament. Deuteronomy is after Genesis and Exodus and all that.
Okay, I see it. It says after Numbers, but it's on page 156. That's what I gotta go to.
Oh, okay. Well, Ghana is where some of the Israelites came from.
Okay.
And that port of no return was where the Israelites were under that church. And they left from there to go to the New World. So that was a question earlier. Awesome. Why
Yes.
were you in there so much? I would put out stuff like that. When she said Ghana, I went to Port of No Return. I said that's where the
Mhm.
Israelites left from.
Mm. Yeah, interesting. Like I say, I'm
Yeah,
a bit.
Deuteronomy talks about the curse on black people and why we were enslaved and what we must do to gain blessings. Yeah, Deuteronomy the first through 15, and then the 15 on down were the curses.
Tell me again. Tell me again, so I can. You said 156,
Deuteronomy 28,
28,
chapter 28,
chapter
verse 68.
28, verse 68. Okay, I'll take the time out to. Just to check this out on that. Chapter
Yeah, I
28.
want to thank your crew too. That she was very quick in getting out to me and giving me a heads up. Awesome. She did an awesome job.
Oh yes, very very awesome young lady. Definitely,
Yes.
definitely want to thank her. I found it. Let me see. 29 or 68,
28
67.
and 68.
Okay, 68. And let me see if this is it. The Lord will bring you back to the ships of Egypt by the route that I promised that you never see again. And
That
there
means
shall,
you won't go see Israel again. And
okay.
the Lord will bring you back into Egypt by ships. See, I told you if it's not the King James Version, it's going to be mixed up where you can't understand it. And they're going to say, we sold ourselves into slavery and no one would buy us. So we did it for free. Keep reading.
Yes, sir. Let me see. I promised. Let me see. Ships of Egypt by a route that I promised, and you would never see again. And
Mhm.
there you shall offer yourselves for
Offer
sale.
yourselves.
That's what it says. For your sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but there will be no buyer.
Who offers themselves as slaves? You think we got on a damn ship to come over here and some white people say, oh yeah, we'll make you a whole bunch of ships to bring your nigga asses over here. So, you when you get here, you're gonna do this for free? The Bibles be fucking our people up. You just read it, bro. You just read it. And see, I said, that's why I said King James, 1611 King James is what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you're supposed to be reading only. Everything after that, a publisher messed up the book. The ones with the small hats. They're the publishers that messed up these books. So when you read them, it'll be bewitched. You just read it. It's all backwards. Read it again.
Look, I know I marked it too.
Watch how backwards this is, everybody. Everybody on the sound of my voice that can hear Austin's voice. I'm gonna stop him just at points, just
Okay.
for emphasis.
Okay. The Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt.
Lord will bring you back in ships. It should ring. The Lord will bring you back into Egypt by ship. That's what the King James Version says. The Lord will bring you back into Egypt. Egypt means captivity. Spiritual captivity is over here. Now read it again. Read it again.
Read that part again.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord will bring you back in ships to Egypt.
How you gonna get back to Egypt in a ship where going to Egypt is on land?
I've been to Shalahass, Egypt too, which is it's off the it was off the Red Sea. It was like I remember, you know what I'm saying, and I don't remember quite. I'm not big on geography, so I have to take your word on it. But I do remember the Red Sea
Awesome.
being off the yes.
I think it's called the Suez Canal that goes in between Israel and Africa.
No, well, I ain't gonna go that far.
Okay,
I'll take
well,
your word
I
for it.
might be
Yes,
wrong on the name of it, but listen to this.
yes.
That's man-made.
Okay.
It's man-made to show you that you couldn't get from Israel to Egypt by foot. Romans ran Israelites out of Israel, and that's how we spread into Egypt and the west sides and the east sides of Africa. That's why we was picked up mostly on the west side. What side is Israel on? The west side. After we got out of captivity in Egypt, which we can't get to by ships back then because it was all land. Now keep reading, please. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much.
By a route that I promised you would never see again,
Mm-hmm.
and there you shall offer yourselves
Offer
for sale.
yourselves. Go ahead.
for sale to your enemies.
Offer yourselves for sale. Who does that? Prostitutes. They offer themselves for sale in the nighttime. But as slaves, go ahead, go ahead,
To your
author.
enemies as male
To
and
your
female
enemies.
slaves.
Is
Yes,
enemies plural or singular?
plural,
Who?
plural.
Plural. Esau is our enemy. So says what you just read. Those people who called us over here,
Mhm.
they're our enemies. So says what the Bible said. Even the fucked up one.
But there will be no buyer.
Nobody will buy you out of bondage. That's what that means. And that was the end of it.
Yes, that was it. It goes from there to
And in
29.
the other one, it says you will be a bondsman and bondswomen, and nobody will can buy you.
Yeah, it ends there. It goes to 29
Yeah,
after where I ended.
yeah.
Very educational,
But
very, very,
I
very
just wanted to
informative.
point that out.
Yes,
But
thank you.
uh, yeah, we did have Bible study tonight. Yes, the
Nah,
real, the
we
real
had Bible
Jew.
study. I'm
And
surprised it
let me,
didn't burn up. I'm surprised it didn't burn up when it touched my hand.
yeah, I'm surprised it didn't burn up when I started saying this blasphemy that was coming out of that thing. But it is red.
Once again, I
But let
can't.
me tell you this:
Please.
Jew is short for Judah.
Mhm.
Let me see. Moses is from Levi, tribe of Levi. Today, that tribe of Levi is called Haitians. So Haitians was the tribe that Moses came from. Paul, Mr. New Testament, right? That lady was talking about earlier. He came from the tribe of Benjamin, West Indies, and those islands over there. Jamaica, man, Guadalupe. Those islands is where Benjamin came from. But then the tribe, Christ himself, and the ones they beat the shit out of the most are African Americans. That's why when slavery started, it started when we, the tribe of Judah, came to America in 1619. 400 years was up, 2019. All hell broke loose, 2020. Till now.
Well said. Well said, Vincent. I do want to. We're gonna take one more before we end this. And if it's okay with you, Edva asked, do you have any advice for Austin when choosing his wife?
No, you chose who you chose to love. Now, when Christ come back down here, he might have some advice for you. Because we're supposed to choose from our tribe. That's the advice I got.
And there you have it. Thank and there you have it. Thank you so much for being in here, Coffee Killer, Billy. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your time. You're very generous. You're very well informed, thoughtful brother. Black man is single. Sisters, get at me, get at him. If you're nervous and you need a go between, y'all know I don't mind playing matchmaker. If you direct and you got it in you, reach out to the brother and let's see what we can get done. Once
Yeah,
again,
I got a
thank you
funny
so much.
question for your audience.
Yeah,
If we African Americans, how come we don't have dual citizenship?
drop the mic on that one. Drop the mic on that one. Appreciate you so much, Black man. Thank you so much. Can't thank you enough. Appreciate you.
Thank you for the opportunity,
For
also,
sure. Can't thank you enough.
and thank
Billy,
the
ladies and gentlemen.
audience for your questions. Thank you.
Yes. Billy Oldham, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Oldham, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I can't. I appreciate my chat. You can log off whenever you You know, if you get a minute, Billy. You know how to. Yeah, I know you technically challenged you. It
How you
should be
get
a
off
button.
of here?
It should be like a button or something. I'll
Got the light on and off.
It's like a little thingamajigger.
I think I'm a jigger.
Yes, I don't know.
Leave.
Lives there. My brother. Appreciate y'all so much once again. Billy Oldham, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for being in here. Y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all were here with awesome, very informative evening. Like I said, my first interview. Not particularly sure how it would go. Definitely looking, you know what I'm saying, looking forward to y'all feedback. It's getting late. You know, don't want to keep, everybody has to work. Everybody has things to do. We went 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. You know who I am. Beast of a man. Ah!